Hello and welcome to Casually Achieving a Podcast. We're your hosts, SmashRath and...
Casual Tony. How's everyone doing today?
Yeah, and TheKruzer10.
Yes, we got a special guest today, TheKruzer10. Today's going to be a little bit of different of a podcast. Today I'm just going to be asking some random questions because we really don't know what the fuck to talk about and we just want to release the podcast. So I got some questions I'm going to ask Kruz here that some of you probably will want to know. The biggest question that everybody wants to know: what's the difference between the TheKruzer10 and the gamer from a small town?
Oh, geez. I get this question a lot, honestly. It all stems back to probably 2013. There's this young man named Kruz Fleming. Sounds like a real douchebag. And, he wanted to start this YouTube channel. No. And honestly, they're the same people. They're still douchebags.
There is one question I want to ask you about because I know you're a Pokemon fanatic.
Sure.
There's some re-releases of Pokemon that are out on Switch, and there's also Pokemon Legends Arceus coming out in 2022.
And why is Heart Gold the best one to ever be released out of all the remakes?
So I'll answer these in order for you. Yes, I do understand that the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake will be releasing in November. Very excited for that. They bring back all the original features and some new and improved visual designs and some fun. Legends Arceus will be releasing in mid-January, which I'm super psyched for because there's some new forms coming out as well as the new variants as well. And Tony, to answer your question about Heart Gold being the best game ever created, you are incorrect, good sir. I believe that
I said
it was
the best remake ever made.
Oh, the best remake.
Yeah, the best remake. Yeah.
Well, we will
For
find
Pokemon
out.
matters.
We'll find out in November about that if that's true. Because I do love the game. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, there's another remake coming out in November. That's for sure. Skyrim. For the I don't know how many at the time is being re-released in November. This time with fishing.
I do
You
that.
know what? I do remember hearing about that.
It's the best, man. It's exciting.
I do know that Arceus is supposed to be a whole different way of playing Pokemon.
Yeah, it's actually going to be really neat. There's a few things up in the air about it right now because people aren't sure. From the first trailer that released back in, oh god, when was it? This was sometime last year. I think May. It looked like it was going to be completely open world. You just walk around. You could literally just walk by and throw a Pokeball at a Pokemon while you're walking. Or you can get into battles. It can hurt the trainer. From latest things that have been coming out, people are thinking that it's not going to be quite as open world as we thought. I think it's going to be more of a linear path. Kind of like how Sword and Shield was, where there's definitely a route that you have to follow, but there's an expansive area that you can search around it.
Well, the last Legends of Arceus trailer came out in September. Did that sway your mind on any of it, or did that
Not really. And actually, there was a recent release just this week. They posted something that was called found footage that was very blurry that led to some mystery, which unfortunately, Pokemon could have done something really cool with this and kept it as a theory piece for people to speculate on. But then a day and a half later, they released the recovered footage in full that wasn't blurry, so people got to find out what the hidden secret was in it, which I don't know if you want to know if you really care. I can say that for people who want to watch it.
That's what to say. Feel free to spoil all your want, because I don't think Cody me are.
I'm definitely going to play it. Basically, the release was this guy is found as a journalist. He's there in the Hisei region, something like that. I forget the name of the region. Something like that.
Hisei region?
Hisei, something like that. Anyway, he's there as a journalist. He's like, oh, let's check this out. It's so cold here because everything's covered in snow. He sees some snow around. He sees a few other Pokemon. And then he gets attacked by this shadow form after he identifies a Pokemon that looks dog-like, but he can't tell what it is. And it's actually a new regional form of Zorua and Zoroark. Now, this would be very exciting as they do look really cool. They are now white with a sheer coat with kind of a red accent on them with fluffy hair. But their typing, oh my god, the typing. It is a normal ghost type. If you want to talk about the worst typing matchup in history.
I was about to say, why wouldn't they just go with just a ghost type at that point?
Yeah, you figure it'd be something with the type, with the way that it looks, it's very reminiscent of a Lycanroc in Midnight form crossed with an Alolan Ninetales. So you would think it would either have either an ice ghost aspect or a fairy something, fairy dark, fairy ghost. I don't care. But
What about like an ice ghost type?
ice ghost would be cool.
Yeah.
Normal ghost though.
Normal ghost.
Here's the thing about normal ghost.
Normal, but it's kind of ghostly.
We don't know if it can be hit by either of those types. because ghost type cannot be hit by normal cannot be hit by ghost unless you use the move Foresight. So we don't know those typings effect. We don't know if it cancels out the immunity to fighting, which means it could potentially be immune to 3 different types, which would be fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
But that also means it doesn't necessarily have a weakness outside of dark, but it also isn't really super effective against anything because its move pool is going to be awful.
No, probably.
The only good moves it's going to have are either going to include recoil damage or it's going to be like Shadow Ball.
Nice. I can't wait to have a Zoroark with flail.
Yeah.
Shadow
Splash.
Ball.
You know, the first move I'm going to teach it at level 5 is going to be Splash.
Oh, absolutely.
It could just go completely ass backwards too.
Yeah, so I have no idea how it's going to react. I think it's really neat. There have also been confirmations of new variant forms for Pokemon, such as a new evolution for Scyther, which is actually one of the mythical Pokemon in the game. There's also a regional form for Growlithe, which makes it more designed off of I believe it's supposed to be based off the Chinese Guardian statues, which is pretty neat, making it part rock type.
That'd be cool.
There was also... Yeah, there's also... I forget if it's a variant or an evolution for one of the fish Pokemon that was awful, Brackafish. And there's also a change form for Stantler now, which makes him relevant again after almost 20 years.
Were you telling me my daddy Stantler is going to be able to use in battle and no one will make fun of me anymore?
Big Daddy Stantler is coming back as a fluffy white deer that you can ride around the region.
Nice.
There's a couple more games I wanted to talk about too. One would be Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
I am excited for that. I very much enjoyed the first Breath of the Wild. There's a lot of content put into it. I really want to see where they take the story. And not to sidetrack off of that specific game, but if you've ever played the Age of Calamity Hyrule Warriors game, it actually acts as a side story / prequel to the game. So it gives you an extended story.
Now, that's pretty cool, because I have never played Breath of the Wild, but I have played the Hyrule Warriors Zelda collab thing.
There was the original Hyrule Warriors, and this was actually one that came out sometime last year called Age of Calamity, which focused specifically on Breath of the Wild.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
I did like the newer graphics they went for Breath of the Wild, because it gave me a mix between like Wind Waker / Twilight Princess kind of, where it was kind of like half cartoony, half not. Like they didn't make him completely look like a cartoon character, but they
didn't make him fully realistic either.
Yeah.
Like it definitely keeps the Nintendo vibe, is what I like to call it. It's still like some semi-realistic, proportions are correct in anatomy, things like that, but it still has that like cartoonish charm. Like it's a video game, you're not watching a movie kind of deal.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Which was the big thing.
Those games do age a whole lot better, because you can still go back and play like games like Jet Set Radio, where they look amazing to this very day due to the art style mainly. And Wind Waker, for example, keeping on the Zelda track, those games age really extremely well due to the cartoony aspect of it.
Yeah, and now we're even going to be able to go back and play the original Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, a lot of N64 games, because Nintendo released a statement that they are creating an update for the Nintendo Expansion Pass, which not only allowed you to play the NES and the SNES previously, but for paying a little bit more on their membership.
$20 more. Yeah.
By paying $20 more, you get access to the Sega Genesis and the Nintendo 64 library, which, I mean, if you're already paying for it, it just makes it roughly the same price as all other subscriptions now, which, yes, is a bit of a cash grab, but people have been wanting it, so this is at least one way they can give it out.
$50 a month, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, in total,
Crazy.
I think the thing that they still have up on other companies, because like you're still paying $80 a year for, Xbox or PlayStation. I think for $90 you get a family pass, so you and 6 people can share an online membership with Nintendo and get all these features. which
okay.
is
Nice.
a nice benefit. I use the standard family pass already, which is about $40 a year. So, 6 people, so my 2 younger siblings, my partner, a couple friends of mine that also play Switch frequently. Like, we're all on it. And for $40 a year, it's a joke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the third game I wanted to talk about, because I know Kruz is a fan of this, is Hogwarts.
What?
Oh, honestly, I do enjoy Harry Potter, but I would not say that I'm like an extended fan. Like, I haven't read the books. I've watched the movies. I think I missed one of the movies actually.
That's fine. You're not missing much.
No, but I do enjoy it, but it's definitely not one of those things that I am knowledgeable of.
Yeah, but
if I ever try to be knowledgeable of it, somebody would shoot me.
I heard you can make your own wizard.
That would be kind of fun, actually. And I'm not going to degrade what the game could be, because I think it actually could be neat. We need something that's a step away from the standard hack and slash. I think a good thought piece would be neat. I know I enjoyed at least the Philosopher's Stone video game on PS2, fucking.
Yeah, I was about to say
ago.
that was the last good game that I seen of him.
Yeah, the PS2 one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought what was it, Hogwarts? It's gonna be a dating simulator where you can flirt with Moaning Myrtle and get yourself some Hogwarts.
Oh no!
It's the title of the game.
That's the wrong way to play it. You gotta go for Hagrid, man.
Oh,
Gives kids hugs.
Yeah, I'd like to feel that beard against my balls. So I went on this site that it says great podcast questions and what to ask someone during a podcast. Here's the first question. What do you wish you had known 10 years ago?
Well, I can't answer that live.
Some of these are the stupidest questions, but I thought they'd be funny just to answer.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, there is some not really with our particular group, but there are some aspects of these types of questions that can really dive into thought progressing rounds. You talk to somebody in a big business industry and you want to ask them what they wish they knew 10 years ago. It could correspond to something that you want to relate to in the future. But in our aspect, where we're talking about shits, pot, and video games, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. The one thing I wish I had known 10 years ago is to not leave the mother's house so soon and saved up.
One thing I wish I knew was Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Invested in that shit earlier. Fuck.
I can't say that I'm a fan of cryptocurrency. I can't say I'm super knowledgeable either. There are, some people obviously are reaping the benefits and making a lot of money off this, but I think there's too much of a drawback that we don't know about yet.
I mean, there's too many scams around it nowadays.
Well, not just scams, but there are environmental issues too with the waste produced by cryptocurrencies. And I know in the comments about that and trying to debate me on it. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not going to debate. I don't have the knowledge on it. I'm just telling you the aspects that I know. So whatever.
I haven't deep dived into it at all, so I don't really know. But here's another question. What is your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
I'd say not being able to eat the entire bowl of poutine in Montreal in one go. What I learned was that I just need to get fat again. No.
Going back to the previous topic, one of Kruz's biggest regrets, becoming a vegan for a bit.
2 years, a year and a half, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Missing out on all that donair meat. Oof.
Honestly. No, you know what? As much as I will defend the veganism thing, not for me, but it can be a good thing for people. It did get me a lot healthier than I was. Before I became a vegan, especially with the crowd that you and I were hanging out with, we ate like shit. I was around those people every day. All we ate every day was just garbage food. I was puking after every meal because I was so sick. Yeah. So going vegan actually, in a way, helped me. I know I lost a lot of weight, but now I'm more open to different types of food. I eat tofu. I eat a lot more veggies than I used to. I know how to properly make a meal now instead of just relying on whatever takeout's closest. There were aspects that were good, and environmentally it can be a good thing. It's not the lifestyle for me, but I did learn things out of it.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things that I think that would be a good question to ask is, for people who are just starting like Twitch, like what are the main things that you should focus on before actually streaming?
Well, there's 3 ways we can go about this. And
Yeah.
I've thought about this before. First is decide on the content you want to do. Like if you want to be a just chat person, if you want to be a variety streamer, if you want to focus on something that you're really good at, it's good to have an idea because people need to know who you are. They need to know what you're doing, what to expect. And that leads me into the second part, which is community. Community is the number one thing that you need to understand. Because if you don't have good ties with people, if you aren't responsive with your viewers and the streamers that you enjoy, nobody's going to know who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not perfect in that front. You know, all of us stream. I have been very inactive, mostly due to schooling and things like that. But if I wish I had been more active earlier, because when I started Twitch, I actually began back in 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. I think it's actually almost the 5-year anniversary of my channel.
That was before it was cool too.
Yeah. Like I joined in the early days of Twitch, but I just didn't think much about it, you know? Like I wanted to do YouTube, I wanted to do Twitch, but we were still like, I think it was my first year of university or just going into my first year of university. So I focused mostly on schoolwork and studying and stuff. Like, you know, there's the few channels I would check every day. And then just something happened and I dropped it and I didn't touch it for 3 years. Now, there is 3 years right there that I could have spent developing relationships, getting to know people, boosting my channel. Like, coming into 2019 when I officially started streaming like frequently, I think I had 6 followers, 7 followers over the 3-year span. And something that's happening, and people can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I believe that Twitch now for new memberships has been actually promoting newer channels on the front page more often and putting them in the algorithm to be found easier than long-lasting channels. So even though I officially started in 2019, I would have no benefits as I was already on for 3 years. It basically looked like I was just a dead inactive channel, which I was, and still somewhat am, as much as I'd love to be active.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, that got really off topic, but that's really like the second or the third point. The third point, also a little bit is about community. It ties into things like, have a setup. Like, you don't need the most expensive camera. You don't need to show your face at all. You don't need an expensive mic. The main thing is make sure that, like, people know when you're going to be on, have a schedule, let people know when things are happening, try to reach out, and definitely interact with viewers. If you don't interact with anybody, people could take that the wrong way. And there are some huge channels that just don't interact with viewers, and to that end, I'll never understand. Because, you're not there unless you have a viewership. Like, you are nothing without the viewers.
Yeah, what I never understood with Twitch is why like people who are just starting out, they put on like follow chat, and I never really understood that.
Yeah, I mean, when people are starting out, their idea, and I get it, this is something that we can't blame the streamer because Twitch made this a thing that was available. Like, Twitch made it possible. People who just start streaming, they want to be like, oh, I need to build up a bunch of followers really quickly, so I'm going to do a bunch of random shit that people want to talk about, but make it so they can't talk to me unless they follow me. And so that way they're getting their follower count for people to even just send a message.
That's kind of scummy.
It's very scummy, in my opinion. I mean, there's some people who might be doing it as like a charity thing, and you could have 1,000 good reasons for doing it. Yeah. But personally, I've always hated it. I want to be as accessible to everybody. Like,
I would get the follow chat if you're like a bigger streamer and like shit starts going downhill. People start.
Because there are things like bots,
shit.
Like bots are the main reason I think that people actually use it. I don't think they're using it for scummy reasons. Because sense. Look at how Twitch is cracking down on people now who have a bunch of bots watching the channel or like following things like that.
Yeah.
Like, it can be really disruptive and annoying and cause problems. So, if you have followers only, not a lot of bots will follow a channel. They mostly just chat.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, there is bot followers, but they end up automatically leaving immediately as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, and the capitalize on
there for annoyance.
The capitalize on what you were saying before about like actually streaming, and you could, there was 3-year period where you could have still been streaming and actually gotten more and stuff. I did the same thing with YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
for some people, like, that can really work for you. You come back, you actually know what you want to do after 3 years. Like, it can really work out for some people.
Yeah, because on my original channel, I had like 140 some subscribers,
Is that
and
your Thunderbolt Cody one?
yeah, the one that's just my full name now, and I had like 5,000 views on some. I had 2,000, and that was like really good for like 2009, 2010.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was like the beginning of like YouTube almost. It was like really early. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I had to capitalize on it and kept going with it, I probably would have a lot more of a viewership now than when I did then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, there's things that there's always going to be a hindsight test, you know, like a hindsight theory of, you know, if I did this, then this. I forget the actual word for it. We were learning about it in psychology the other day. So it's kind of funny I get to talk about it. But you know, the idea that, you know, if I kept using that channel, I could have grown big. Well, you never know. Like, yes, the potential is there, but even though you're just starting out a few years later, you know, you're still doing well for yourself. There's still people, like, you know, it might not be as big numbers, but it's more meaningful numbers.
It is more meaningful because with this stuff, it takes a lot more work to do it. And doing all the work that's like, whether it's editing or I get Tony to do up the pictures, or, you know, me and Tony go back and forth with different shit and different ideas in order to upload more onto the channel. It takes a lot more effort. There's a lot more teamwork and stuff like that involved with it, which I enjoy mostly, even though it will take me 9 hours to edit a video, but it, you know, it gets done, and it always looks good to me, and I always get some good feedback from the people that do view it. So,
and one of the main things is constantly figuring out, like, hey, how can I still have fun with this? How can I make something that I enjoy that other people will enjoy? Because you just don't want to be like a content cow where you just posting out shit constantly that you're not even happy with, right?
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's one of the main things that I enjoy about streaming, but don't like about streaming at the same time. It's like, I want to play stuff that I enjoy, but then there's people who just want you to play like Fortnite or like these extremely popular games.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, I want to play these obscure shit.
And that's kind of the thing, like, that goes back to needing community too, or needing the interactive viewers. Because, like, yes, we all, you know, Twitch is layered into multiple categories. I'll only specify a couple because I'm not deep dived into it. I'm not going to dark web this shit, you know? Like, you know, there's the layer of we just want to have fun. There's the layer of just wanting to interact with people, especially in times like COVID where we can't just travel and go see people. Like, I found that Twitch was the #1 way that I've spoken to friends that I haven't seen even before COVID in like 3-4 years. Like, it's the first time I've heard from anyone. One good example, very, very good friend of mine from my days at Mount Allison University, Auden Vasselin, aka AV. Very good guy. He was a Norwegian exchange student. I haven't seen him since 2016 when he finished his term and went back. And I believe it was sometime last year when I was streaming. Out of nowhere, I haven't heard from this guy in, you know, 3-4 years. He popped into my stream and said, "Hey, like, it's me. Like, how you doing?" I was like, "Holy shit." I was like, "Hey, man," like, I was like, amazing. Like, I was so happy, man, like, just to hear from him. Like, and that's the thing, is that, like, just being able to hear from friends I haven't heard from in so long, like, that's part of the reason I enjoy Twitch. Because, you know, they might not be around to message normally. Like, you know, not a lot of people outside of my old ass use Facebook anymore or things like that. So the way to communicate people is just, you know, could be different times.
The biggest social media platform right now is Twitter, and I was never a fan of Twitter.
Yeah, no, I am old, man. Like, I would sooner use MySpace because I can understand that better. But like, I have a Twitter, but like, I am so inactive, and I keep posting on it being like, "Hey, goals for this year: be more active. Next year, goals for this year: don't lie about being active." Like, but yeah, sorry, I keep getting off track because there's so much meat to talk about in this. Like, the other layer to Twitch, of course, is income. You know, like you were saying about the content cow, the cash cow. Like, and every single person on Twitch is a mix of these layers, some differently than others. Like, we're not all the same person. Like, you know, there's people strictly on Twitch for income, like people who make, like, well, you saw that big fucking Twitch leak happened where everyone's income got spanned over the internet.
Which, let's be honest here, it's not much of a leak. Because you could
No,
literally
people
just look
know,
at
like-
someone's like subscribers and be like, oh, they're making this much money.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that, but like most
Yeah.
streamers are very public about the money they make.
yeah.
And some viewers took this as an offense, saying you make so much money, but you make it seem like you're poor, blah blah blah. It's like no, most streamers will be very open about how much they make. It's just you're willing to drop money without any knowledge.
The worst ones are though the ones who end up begging for money, even though they are still getting like a large amounts of money from it. Those
Yeah,
I haven't gotten a
ones
sub in a
like,
while.
Yeah,
I'm not-
those. Every
I'm
10
not gonna
minutes,
name names, but
for
I know.
$10, but ugh,
Yeah. Like
that's the worst.
I'm not going to name names, but I've definitely seen like big streamers do that, where it's like, oh, I went from making $500,000 a month to like 200,000. It's like, okay, but do you spend $1 million a year? Like,
Yeah,
like what do you do that you cost that much?
I
Like,
do
I gotta
get
pay for my new Bugatti.
like I am so happy to live off like, and I don't make this money now. Like I make no money on Twitch currently. I know that we had a really good spike a couple months ago, and I was very thankful for everyone who did, support and want to donate money and stuff like that. Like, it's always a great feeling. Like, income is part of the reason for Twitch, but mostly, like people like us are there to have fun with it, to enjoy it. Like, if I was making money full-time job, not at university, I could very happily live off of like 40, 50K a year. Like, I'm not looking to ever make like 500 grand a year, 500 grand a month at that. Like,
Oh yeah,
that
no.
would be more like so much of that would just go to charity or like donations or like scholarships for kids who can't afford university and stuff, because I would have no use for that much money. That's like a ridiculous amount.
Well, that's why I watch like content users that spend a lot on the viewers by giving the viewers shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
Like-
like
Yeah.
either putting it towards the production of their show.
Yeah, or like say Critical, where he'll hold like a fucking Smash Bros tournament and the winner gets like 10 grand.
Or help fund people to be in like Smash like tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
those cost a lot of fucking money to be in. Because either it's like big names or it's people who have a company backing them behind it to get them into these tournaments. 'Cause
Yeah,
those
and
things
it's
aren't
not-
free.
And it's not just like video game tournaments. Like, even look at like sports, man. Like, people who make like 20, 30 million dollars a year off playing soccer, well, because they're flying to LA, they're flying to these places, they're getting personal trainers, and like, honestly, it's still not an excuse to make that much money. Like, that's still an absurdly amount of money, but there is reasons they do have to spend it for their job, to train themselves, keep themselves in good shape, especially if they're from America. Like, they get a broken leg, there's a fucking $6,000 fine right there just from medical bills. Like,
Yeah. And a lot of
Yeah.
sports companies don't have health care for their fucking people.
no, because that'd be a huge insurance payout, because they know that people are going to get hurt every year.
Exactly.
Even locally, like talking like, good friend of ours, and I don't know if he wants to be name dropped or not, so unless we get words from him, I'll bleep this out. But like, our good buddy, fucking
Yeah.
dude went pro. Like, he went to pro boxing now. I know it's still technically like, I don't know if this is correct or not. He would correct me if he was here. I don't know if it's considered an amateur league or not, but dude is doing fights for like New Brunswick or whatever the name of the place is. And Boxing Day, ironically, because he's boxing, but the day after Christmas, he has to fly up to Toronto for a match. Like, I don't know. I doubt that's covered. Like, he's been working 5 jobs, like
Oh
working
yeah.
across different places to pay for these flights, to go to these fights. I mean, dude's doing well. He's like 8-0 right now, but
Yeah, that would be the same thing as like wrestling and stuff. When you're an independent wrestler, you have to fucking get your own way there. A lot of them sleep in their cars. No food, no hygiene.
yeah. I was actually, funny enough, speaking of wrestling, I watch those Snap stories every once in a while of like, this is how I work out, this is how celebrities train, and they did a whole exhibit on Batista. They went to his home, checked out his fridge, what he eats, his diet, like how his life was growing up, like checked out his own personal gym that's built into his house where he has his own personalized weights with Drax on them. Like, it was really funny. It was really like insightful too, about like the way that he grew up and what he does to train and his mentality. Like, things like that are really neat to learn.
Another question I wanted to ask everybody is some of the top influences you guys have, whether it's on content, whether it's music, whether it's anything really.
Yeah, influences. My main influence, well, starting with the Twitch, was Kruz, actually. He's the one that fucking got me into the thing. I mean, I would have started way back, like, I think a year or so ago, though, when I did my first Power Rangers stream, but I just kind of forgot about it, and then just finally got back into it when Kruz was helping Cody set up the stream.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. Like, other than that, I've just been watching regular fucking YouTube, and then help Cody out with stuff. Exactly. I mean, Kruz is, like I said, Kruz is the main influence for a lot of this shit, because he was the guy who helped me fucking figure all that Streamlabs out immediately when I was first starting.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Like, you know, I'm certainly happy to help you fellas out with whatever. You know, it's
you helped out
for
a
us.
lot.
Oh, for
when it came to Twitch and Discord, you helped us out a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when your friends want to get into the same thing that you're into, you want to help them. Like, you don't want to see. And this is the thing I don't get about some people. Again, not naming names. I'm not saying this is anyone in particular that we know. But, you know, when you're into something, you're having a lot of fun with it, you want to share in the experience with your friends, I find. Like, you want them to succeed as well. Like, if I, you know, like I said, I've been doing this since 2015, 2016. When I officially started in, like, 2019, you know, it took a while to get to my 50 followers. Like, it took me, like, 3 to 6 months of streaming to hit affiliate. Then, of course, I moved out of town and couldn't stream for a year, so that sucks. But anyway, like,
I was
just
right there
seeing,
for the affiliate stream too, though.
I know, it was awesome.
Crazy.
But so, like, I was so happy just to have people watching and enjoying it. And then when you guys came along and you wanted to start streaming, or you were thinking about it, I was like, yes, now is the time. Like, just get into it. You know, if I can help share any knowledge that I've gained over the last few years to help you with this, I will. And you guys fucking blew up immediately, especially Cody's channel. Oh my god,
channel is fucking insane.
Cody's channel blew up and hit affiliate in 1 month, and I could not believe that. That was insane.
But that's mainly great down to the community aspect. Cody's fucking great with the community aspect.
Absolutely. Like, it came down to our friends that were involved, you know.
I'm still slowly grinding at it, but Cody like fucking flew past it with the community.
The main thing I did to get the community thing was I don't know, I got lucky because I got into this like very like helpful community, which like it started with Kruz to get the community, actually, because I started I was watching Kruz's streams, and then it led me to Harley's streams, and it also led me to Hyper streams, and it led me to like all these other streamers, right? And then all their community follows, and then our community followed them, and then it's just a big circle, you know?
Yeah. And that's, you know, that's kind of the essence of community, right? Like, helping each other, advancing each other. Like, you know, it's not this modern day capitalism society that undercuts each other and tries to, you know, one person be the best. Mm-hmm. Like, we want to all succeed. Like, we all want to be there for each other and advance together, because it's so exciting. Like, kind of the point I was trying to get to when I was saying how long ago I started compared to you guys. Like, I want to see you guys succeed. If I can, like, you know, I'm sitting at whatever I'm following at, I'm sitting at for followers and subscribers, things like that. That's not a big deal. But if I could see you guys blow up, just take off, make so much money off this, or just at least have it enrich your lives and make you happy, then I feel like I've succeeded as a friend who can help or like watch and just enjoy it with you.
Yeah, fucking, and Tony's doing really good on his streams. He's only got 5 or 6 more follows until he hits affiliate.
It's 5, but it's technically 6 because apparently it's not followers from like a year ago. I think it was either Kruz or Gary from like a year ago. And it doesn't count it for some reason, so I'm like, all right.
It should count. That seems strange to me.
Yeah, because like it's at the 45 mark, but it's like when I look at the little achievement thing, it says 44. I'm like, I
guess okay. I gotta go unfollow and follow again. But casual drop here. Make sure to go check out the Casual Tony at Twitch. Help him get to that 50 mark. Let's see this boy get affiliate.
Yes, I'll always post the link in the descriptions too. I post it in every video.
Every time.
So, and like, I don't know. Like I said, at first it was, I don't know. It seemed, it was quite surreal almost, because like just the matter how fast it went and stuff like that. And we couldn't have done it at all without like Gary and Kevin and Matt.
Everyone at the beginning was amazing.
Yeah, and
it was fucking amazing. Like, even so, if you go back, watch a Resident Evil like Let's Plays, you could tell every fucking one of us were having the time of our life for it, and we couldn't give a fuck if it was going to get like 10 views.
Oh, absolutely. And that's kind of the mentality that you have to go into with it. Like,
yeah, like it was amazing.
I've, just like we said at the beginning of this video, I had a YouTube account, God, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Like, my YouTube is ancient, and I have like almost no content on it just because I was never happy with what I was creating, or like I didn't have time to create anything. Like, I have unlisted and deleted so many videos off that account over the years and put up new stuff, and it's just like,
I didn't
because I got stuck in that mentality of even though I'm doing it for fun, oh, this didn't do well, I want to get rid of it. But no, people should just keep their content on it as long as they're happy, as long as they're having fun. That's the priority.
Yeah,
I think I might have like one of the oldest videos of all of us on
You
YouTube.
playing Minesweeper?
Yeah,
I still have my
Minesweeper rage, man.
I have my video. What was it? The Roadrunner United vocal cover that would happen 9 years ago.
Yeah, remember fucking when that came out? Watching the documentary series about that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I think my favorite video of Tony's over the years was his sequel to Minesweeper Rage 2.
What clever titling.
And actually, the first gaming video I have ever did wasn't even on my channel.
I remember the first gaming video I ever did. I was playing Infamous, and it was a guide on how to get the best leveling in the game. And I didn't even have like a capture card, like that didn't exist back then.
Did you
like
record the screen?
What I did is I recorded my TV using a camera.
Yeah.
And
That's OG.
That was OG. That was like junior high Kruz with a very high voice. Hey guys, we're streaming
Flavor
today.
Kruz here today. We're good.
I want to bring you guys a video today of the best leveling in Infamous. I still remember clearly to this day that spot. I almost thought about going back and playing Infamous again, like years later. But yeah, like that was my first gaming video. I didn't have anything to record with, so I used this little Canon PowerShot camera, this little red thing. But I actually gave it to my sister as a gift because I haven't used it in years, and she wanted to start dabbling in photography. And I recorded the screen with the video feature, which recorded in like, I'm pretty sure it recorded 480 pixel by 338, like not even like, and it was before HD existed.
Yeah.
And uploaded that to YouTube. I didn't have a tripod or anything. It sat on my bed, like.
Yeah, the first gaming video I was ever in was on Kruz's channel.
Oh, was that the Pokemon thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, our one episode of Pokemon Leaf Green we had uploaded.
and the recording on my end really sucked.
Well, the worst part was my editor was really bad. Not a person, the actual editing software. I didn't have an editor for any of my content.
10 subscribers. Kruz hires an editor.
When I went to record my screen, it was all laggy, and I didn't realize it.
Oh.
What's funny is that it ended up working out in post, but then we tried to record the second episode, and one of our screens just didn't record. It was black the whole time. So we had to redo the whole episode. Me and Cody were sitting there playing Pokemon Leaf Green for 8 hours at my house. Both of our computers, like I was on my laptop, Cody's on his whole setup. He's got the tower on the floor, a monitor on a chair, a mouse pad on an arm of a chair. Like we got both of our microphones set up. So I've got all this rig on the floor going towards me. He's got this blue microphone in between his fucking thighs. Like, like this was the setup. And I'm really sad that never turned out because that was a good series. I remember clear as a day in episode 3, it was 17 minutes in after our grinding. I was so excited because here I was talking to Cody about how fucking impossible it is to find a shiny in the old games. Like the average, like the encounter rate for a shiny was like 1 in 8,249 or something like that. And as I was describing this to Cody, I ran into a shiny Manetric.
Oh my god.
I was like, what the fuck? Like no codes,
crazy.
no cheat. And it was even funnier because like it was a randomized ROM, right? Like there was no increased odds, it was full odds. And just, random episode as I'm describing what a shiny is and how hard it is to get one, boom, right there.
That's amazing.
And that video never got uploaded because it fucking crashed.
Oh.
I do recall watching your Power Ranger playthrough there.
Yeah, you would
Yeah,
you used
I
to, like,
do
throw it
remember
on
that
when,
video.
just listen to the audio in the background because there was like I wasn't speaking at all. It was just the game audio itself, like
Yeah,
the music in the background.
I remember your first Power Ranger stream, and I
Good.
remember it because I was sitting in my house back when I lived in Amherst and had the stream up on the TV.
Oh my god.
And I was watching it on the couch because I just gotten home from working at Kent. It was like 10 o'clock at night or something like that. And then I saw it was your first stream, so I popped it on late on the couch and I passed the fuck out.
I was about to say it was good though, because like
it was great.
I played for only an hour though, but like the audio for that. Let's just talk about the music in that fucking game is phenomenal.
It's pretty good.
Like Power Rangers
It
for
is,
the
yeah.
SNES was amazing.
Power
Like,
Rangers has
actually-
always gone above and beyond.
That's a
Yeah.
good question. Is what's your guys' favorite gaming soundtrack? Like if it was just one game that you could listen to on a desert island.
That's a tough one.
I know mine.
I'll let you guys go ahead on that. I'll be right back and then I'll bring you my answer.
I got probably like a top 5, I'd say.
All right, what's your top 5?
But probably New Vegas would be up there, like Fallout New Vegas. I fucking love the soundtrack in that. Tony Hawk Underground 1. I can't gush enough about that fucking soundtrack. That soundtrack is amazing. Oh my god, I just went blank. Probably that Power Rangers game actually for the SNES. That the music in that is so fucking good. I don't think it gets enough praise.
No.
It's such a good fucking soundtrack. Saints Row 2 maybe, because I really like a lot of songs in that. And then for the 4th one, that would be
This would be your 5th one.
oh, my 5th one. Yeah. Ooh. Ah, fuck. It's on the tip of my tongue right now. Holy shit. Final Fantasy 4.
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy 4. Yeah. I don't know if I want to say the original or the remake, because the remake upgraded a lot of the music,
Yeah.
made it more orchestrated and shit like that, and kind of just improved all of it. It was fucking amazing. So
Yeah.
could be that.
Yeah, definitely. If I had a top 5, I think my number 1 would be Legend of Dragoon.
Oh yeah, Legend of Dragoon. Fuck.
Legend of Dragoon was
Yeah, that soundtrack's amazing.
It's just so nostalgic. I can I don't know, hum
I
around.
listened to Dart's theme song on my alarm.
Another one would be Homefront.
Oh yeah, the album they made for that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
They had a bunch of metal bands playing old songs. I thought it was
That
pretty
yeah.
nuts.
The cover for what is it? What didn't Winds of Plague do? What It's Worth?
Or What is War or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
No,
it was Oceano,
What-
wasn't it? I can't remember. But it was a really, really, really good album.
Oh, going back, the best cover on that fucking album is "I Wrestled a Bear Once."
The Muse cover,
Oh fuck yeah, that song is amazing.
it was pretty
Like
good.
their rendition of it, and also Arsonists Get All the Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fucking amazing on that album too.
Yeah,
I
they did a
think-
Bob
I think,
Dylan cover.
Yeah, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Masters of War.
Ashes of War, yeah. That's a fucking good one. And then on top of that, I think Periphery did one of their few good songs.
The one song.
Cover
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like Periphery, but yeah.
I'm not a fan.
But
Love me some metal, but ooh, don't like them.
yeah, no, I really like the Homefront album, and I like the Legend of Dragoon. I also was huge on Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack. That was really, really, really good. Shuffle and Boogie.
Oh man, Shuffle and Boogie is so good.
It was
And
really good.
fucking Man with a Machine Gun.
Yeah, that one slapped. You could clap 20 ass cheeks to that song.
Did I tell you I got the special weapon of Lugana
Lugana?
for Lugana for Final for the City of the Phone mobile game?
Luigi?
Yeah, I got
Sorry, I'm
I,
back.
I got the gold special fucking blue background type thing for Lugana.
Laguna?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a,
nice.
phone game. Yeah.
I haven't played that game since you and I sat on my couch and Emerson played it in 2018.
Oh man, I've been Cody even knows I've been addicted to that fucking game this last few months. if I could play it on the PC, oh boy. Hey.
Yeah, those would be my top
Okay.
top 3 definitely, and maybe 4 and 5. Maybe I don't know. It'd be like, Death's Door was pretty good soundtrack. I was really into that indie sound in the background, and
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh,
my God, yes.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is so fucking good. Kingdom Hearts, all their fucking games, their soundtracks
Yeah,
are
Kingdom
amazing.
Hearts in general is fantastic.
Yeah, but
You know, when you walk away.
but I'd definitely say, yeah.
You know, I'll be paying extra in Smash just for that song.
Oh man, simple and clean.
But yeah, I'd say those are probably my top 5: Legend of Dragoon, Homefront, Final Fantasy 8, and yeah, those final 2, Kingdom Hearts 2 and Death's Door.
So good.
What about you, Kruz?
Sorry, I'm eating some Smarties. I was trying not to crunch in the mic.
It's all good. So yeah, my top 5 was Saints Row 2, Fallout New Vegas, Final Fantasy 4, Tony Hawk's Underground, and the Power Rangers soundtrack for the SNES.
Nice.
Yeah.
So my number 1 soundtrack is the Pornhub theme. I mean, no. In all seriousness, I don't know if I have a top 5 because I don't know if I can name 5 games just off the top of my head. I've played so many over the years, but definitely Final Fantasy 7. Like you guys said, the Kingdom Hearts series for sure.
All of it's so good.
Yeah, Pokemon soundtracks are usually amazing. I absolutely love Pokemon Sapphire. It's still my number 1 favorite game.
Yeah, you're right. Gold had a great soundtrack.
Yeah, it did. And so like Pokemon, Final Fantasy. Honestly, the Dragon Ball games. The Dragon Ball games slapped, man. Like they were just like there. They were in it. Like Budokai 3 and Raging Blast 2 just had such good soundtracks.
Oh yeah, the fucking Budokai 2, the fucking like main menu theme, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, what else can I think of? I always really enjoy the orchestra way that people presented in Ratchet and Clank, like all these games from our childhood, right?
Yeah.
Like Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, like all these like worldly
Rayman.
themes, like Rayman.
Yeah,
was great.
Rayman.
That was so fun. I remember playing the Rayman game on Game Boy Advance, and that was the main one I played. I hadn't really played any other one, and it was just like, as a kid, it was so hard, but like the music was so good.
And the last thing I was going to ask before we end the podcast is there any animes you'd recommend people?
I mean, that list could be forever long, so I'll try and keep it to current.
We'll all do a top 5 right here.
Yeah. Top 5.
Yeah.
Tony?
My top 5? Oh, that's number 1. Welcome to the NHK. It is the most fucking just one of those ones that if you want to feel depression, that is one you watch. I fucking love it. I gush over it, watch it at least a couple times a year. Like, it's so fucking good. Art style didn't age as well because it was back in 2006, but that is one fucking good one. Another one is the Berserk 1997 anime, not the new one, because...
What do you mean? You don't like 3D models? Like,
oh, man, 1997, that was the best animation style for it. Number 3 would be probably Domestic Girlfriend. It's so trashy and so spicy and so awful, but it's just one of those ones I go to and just have a good time out of the misfortune and terrible events that all these people have. It's probably it. And then Soul Eater.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Soul Eater's fucking amazing.
Soul Eaters. That intro slapped.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
I still have them memorized. I tried to learn them on guitar with very little success, but you know that one line I could really do.
Oh yeah, it's so fucking good. And then on top, and then probably the 5th final one is I'm gonna pick a movie. Silent Voice.
Yes.
If you ever watched
absolutely.
that, it's fucking heartbreaking. Phenomenal relationship movie. Like that love story in that is phenomenal. there's a reason why that is one of the best anime movies of all time.
Tony, you like these fucking depressing ones. I'm surprised.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Haven't,
When I'm watching
why
when I'm
haven't you
watching,
read
it's like a lot of it's like relationship depressing movies, like or depressing shows like Clan Ed.
Then
or
fucking read No Longer Human. I'm telling you, man.
I gotta get to it, man. It's just I'm lazy as shit, and I usually read off my phone. Let's be honest here. Like one of the fucking things I was reading was pretty depressing, where it was like a girl falling in love with a guy, and then all of a sudden he disappears. Turns out that the guy lost his sight and had to be taken care of, and he didn't want to burden her. It's like, holy shit,
dude. Literally, I showed Kylie No Longer Human, like the manga, and he's like, this is the best fucking manga I've ever read.
Speaking of depressing fucking anime, Your Lie in April.
Yeah, that was actually a really good series.
God, that was so good. I still can't believe that was A1 Pictures. Like, that was phenomenal.
That theme song too. Like, oh my god.
Well, and it's
I'm
about
so
music,
sad.
so it has to have a good opening, right?
Like, I'm so sad that the theme song itself, like, there probably is a recording of it, but like on Spotify, it doesn't hit the same as like the actual theme song. Like, you find these variants that people cover, and like those are good. But anyway, I'll talk more about that when it comes to me. You guys go.
Well, it's your turn now, so.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to try and keep it somewhat recent because, you know, people trying to search for anime to watch. If you're using legit ways of watching it, like streaming services, you're kind of limited. It's very hard to watch things.
Like watching the original series of Evangelion out there nowadays.
You want to try and find a good copy of, oh, fuck, what's the show called? Oh, we've been trying to find a good stream for it forever. Anyway, I'll come back to it if I remember. But, so my top 5 that I recommend people watch, both modern and some old. Obviously, you know, I'm going to throw this in there. Watch the entirety of Dragon Ball. Just do it. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, all owned by Kira Toriyama, Fuji TV, and
Holy Dragon nuts!
The official release.
Watch the official release. No, anyway. So
the abridged series.
Yeah. Watch the abridged series on YouTube first. No.
Yeah.
No. So Dragon Ball in its entirety, you know, that's been like, that show has connected me to so many people over the years. It was my favorite show. It's, you know, I'd swear it's the first show my uncle showed me as a kid. You know, me and Jordan fucking loved the show. Outside of that, some more recent ones I recommend. I started watching one the other day, and I'm actually going to recommend it just for a good laugh. The Way of the House Husband. Oh my god, is it fucking funny.
I've read it, but I couldn't watch it.
Well, watching it is a little difficult. Well, not difficult, but it's a little hard because it's almost like a still motion. Like it looks like they colored in the manga and just started moving the mouths. Like there's not a lot of actual motion to it. But holy shit, have I lost my shit laughing at it. I said shit a lot, and that's okay.
Yeah, that comedy is so good. The comedy is fucking good.
Like if you like Aho Girl and skit shows like that, like Psyche K, you're gonna love that show. It's so good.
I love Psyche.
Keeping with comedy as well, another show that I am just in love with. I finished it already. I've rewatched it already. I will watch it again. Love is War, Kaguya-sama. Oh my god, what a good show. And just those intros are slaps. Daddy Daddy Do is on every playlist on my phone when I drive. It's such a good fucking song. It's such a good fucking song. If you want some good like Japanese rock jazz, you fucking go hit up that song. It's so good. So I'm trying to think of 2 more. You've touched on some really good ones like Soul Eater. Still waiting for Cody, so I can't take anything from him to use.
I guarantee you mine's probably going to be too dark.
No, I'm sure it's fine. I mean, there's a lot of, I'll call them special features. A lot of good shows I think people should check out. They're not typically my top favorite, but definitely honorable mentions. That's the word I'm looking for. Definitely, like, you know, the classics, Pokemon, Naruto. Personally, I love Inuyasha. I know, Cody, you can't stand it.
I can't stand Inuyasha either.
I can't stand Inuyasha, and I can't stand Bleach. I'm a terrible person.
Bleach had the first 2 seasons of Bleach were fucking amazing, and then it goes downhill.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed all the series, honestly. I know there's reasons not to like them, which is totally okay. But So for honorable mentions, like you just said as well, Yu-Gi-Oh, things like that. Digimon, absolutely. You gotta watch
Digimon
it.
had one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I have to list, if I can list them, well, I know I can't because you just did, but if I'm gonna list a movie to watch that I recommend, the original Digimon movie is by
the
far
best.
the ultimate movie.
Best
Best
soundtrack.
soundtrack. Yeah, best soundtrack, great animation. It's really like 3 short movies in one because you have that stupid fucking Angela Anaconda intro.
Angela, man. Digimon too.
That's so bad. I hated it so much. But once you get past that, like, still, I think not even the movie itself, but the 2 shorts that come before it when they're kids, and then the one with Omnimon where they're teenagers. Those were the 2 best short films I've ever watched, like out of any movie outside of like Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. But like,
it broke a tear to my eye when Angela Mon fought Ninimon.
yeah, no, it just. I'll fucking kill you. No, in all seriousness. So Digimon movie, and of course these top 5 aren't in any particular order. I just say go recommend, like, watch them all. My number 5, fuck, I can't even think of anything. I've been watching a lot of stuff. I've recently been watching Fire Force. I'm on season 2 now. It's been pretty good. Suppose a kid born in the last dungeon is moved to a starter town. That was pretty good. Those can be found on Funimation, of course. Not sponsored by Funimation, though. If you want to, I'd love to go meet Christopher Savis and Sean Skemmel. So.
Oh, man. if you ever meet Christopher Savis, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I just...
Give me a fucking signature or something.
Yeah, I'll get one for you and Jordan. Jordan will... We should probably blur that part out, but...
That's fine.
Yeah, just blur out the part.
Okay, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Just blur out the part where I'm about to say, too, where I say... I just don't want to be saying that on live air.
I could blur it out for you, but I could blur it out for you, but we typically say worse. But yeah.
I know you say worse. I just don't want to say it. But for number 5, fuck, I'm like trying to dig deep into like my memories. Like it might be a manga, not an anime. God, because I've read some really obscure shit, man. like watching anime.
Do you know what I read?
I know what you read.
You know what I fucking read?
There is one. I can't remember what it was called. It might have just been called People, actually. It was about this guy who lived in this apartment, and he found out that there was a hole in this wall, and when he looked through it, it led to his female neighbor's room. And he was like, oh my god, she's getting it on. Like, this girl's so hot. Turns out she's a fucking serial killer. And he ends up helping her with her serial murders throughout the year.
That's not the one I was thinking of.
Oh, no, this was a fucked up manga, man. Like, I don't know if it was ever a series. I can't remember the name because the app I used to use no longer exists.
Is that like DeadTube? Or
no,
that's a different one. That's gory as shit.
Yeah, this one, I think, just search up People. It might pop up. I don't know.
Oh, if you search People, that's going to take it to a different one. Trust me, that's going to take you to the one I was talking about where it was like actually really fucking good afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was more of a kind of sex scenes.
Yeah, some other ones I recommend. Yeah. Oh, God. I'll try and find one finalized one. I'm trying to think about like childhood, like, you know, we already touched on Digimon. Yeah. I think I'm gonna cap it short. I'm just gonna say I do include Inuyasha on my list and its successor Yashahime, which is on Funimation as well. Great series in my opinion. Hard to find anything past season 2 because no streaming service likes to keep them.
Yeah. No Yu Yu Hakusho, no Shaman King.
Shaman King was really good. Don't get me wrong.
Knights of the Zodiac.
Those are all pretty good. Like, you know, I wouldn't put them in my top. Actually, Shaman King's pretty good. I put it up there, but like,
amazing.
I played more of the video games than I did watch the show, to be honest with you.
I'm trying to think what other ones that I know for sure that we've watched.
I mean, like I said, I love Naruto, but I already recommended Dragon Ball Z. I'm not going to recommend you 2 shows that go over 700 episodes. So
Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail is super good. I love it. One Piece is really good. I recommend reading it though and not watching it. At least until you get to like the newer episodes.
It's dub. Come on. Gaio.
Dreaming.
All right, my top 5 is Elfen Lied.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
Elfen Lied was so fucking good.
I could like one of the first ones you watched too.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones I watched, and I've just loved it. And like, I sat back and watched it with Mum, and Mum loved it. Elfen Lied. There was Brynhilder in the Darkness.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I showed you.
Yeah, it was fucking really, really good. There was another one called Another.
Yeah. Oh, that's one you watched recently.
Yes, that was fucking really good. Another was like more or less like they all go to a school, and the premise of it is they ignore one person in the classroom because apparently, according to like some book that they were reading through, and they noticed a pattern that every time there's an extra student in the classroom, people start dying. So I mean, it was really, really good. That one is really good. You thought it was paranormal at first, but it isn't. So it was really cool. I also really, really liked Shippuden a lot.
Yeah, Shippuden was amazing. Yeah,
Shippuden clapped a million ass cheeks at once. That fucking Great War.
Oh, the animation for the fight scenes were fucking unreal.
Kakashi versus Obito. That fucking fight.
And just the pure feelings of like Minato being back, everyone realizing Naruto's the son of the fourth Hokage. Spoiler alert.
Like what?
What do you mean?
No way! You're telling me?
You're telling me the only two blondes in Konoha are related?
That's crazy. There's no way. They have the exact same spiky hair. There's no way they can be related.
Can we talk for a second about how, you know, how Naruto daydreamed about having his mother's hair? How fucking stupid he would have looked with that straight red hair.
That would have been awful.
What a plot twist.
And if it was the last one had to be a movie, I would say the newer Digimon movie.
Oh, Try.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that whole
Try.
series of Try.
Yeah.
The last one hit me like a fucking ton of
It is
bricks.
different. Yeah.
I still haven't watched it. I'm going to soon. As soon as I'm done midterms, I'm going to watch through Try again, because I only watched like the first 3 parts.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is, before you watch it, Kruz, buckle up.
Don't worry, I'll
paper
bring my
bag
lube
by
and...
Keep a paper bag by in case you start ventilating.
Keep some tissues beside you.
Yeah.
I'll get myself into my sleeping bag all comfy like a burrito, and I'll put some like chips and a drink of a straw in it so I can just like bend over.
And if I was to refer any like newer, more modern ones to people, I would say Rising of the Shield Hero. That was really, really, really good. And I'd also say Dr. Stone.
Oh, I love Dr. Stone. I read so much of that manga. I'm not caught up anymore, but I need to be.
I've watched the first 2 seasons. It's really, really good.
Really good. Yeah.
I would also say another newer one would be Demon Slayer. Although I know it's popular, it's actually
Very popular.
yeah.
I really like Demon Slayer as well. I binge read it. I haven't watched it, but I didn't realize the manga was finished. So when I was trying to catch up, I read the entire series from start to finish in 3 days.
Yeah. And another new one I would highly recommend. This is probably my favorite out of all of them that are newer. Is Jobless Reincarnation.
You know what? I just put that on my to-watch list yesterday.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah. There's just something about all those isekai anime that I really enjoy. Like, you know, reincarnated as a slime, overlord, like...
I couldn't get into slime.
I love slime. Like, if you give it time, it becomes a good series.
Oh, I watched the first season.
Oh, okay.
Until like the break happened, and then it started re-releasing again for
This
second half of the first season. I stopped, and I couldn't get back into it. I didn't care much for it whatsoever.
This
I thought so.
Isekai or whatever the hell is it literally makes fun of every one of them.
That's amazing.
Oh, look, I forgot to mention Konosuba.
I was going to say, I thought I was going to hear that from you today.
Yeah, I fucking love Konosuba. It's amazing. It slaps. It hits different.
They also just released a Konosuba phone game.
They're going to be releasing I heard rumors that they're going to be making another season.
Nice.
Yeah, because I was excited. That movie was amazing. So if they make a 3rd season, holy shit, man, that's going to hit different.
And there's
If you...
there's
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Cody.
there's one other one. Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
Dark but good.
It's so
So
dark,
good.
but it's so
That-
good.
It's one of those animes that if you can't get by the first episode, you're not going to be able to enjoy it.
No, I definitely say, R rating on that show. Like,
Oh,
it's
God,
not
yeah.
for people who are triggered or have any history with like not liking sexual violence. Definitely do not watch the show.
I read Junji Ito all the time, so it's nothing to me.
I watched Berserk.
Yeah.
I've read Berserk. So it's like,
as have I.
ugh. This is just like a walk in the park compared to Berserk.
Like I said, that No Longer Human book, that the manga that I read that Junji Ito released, it's so fucking good.
I'm gonna have to read it. Yeah.
I cannot, like, you go through every single mental disorder in it. You go through a bunch of different sins, and you literally see a rich kid who has everything to someone who has nothing. It's fucking good.
Nice. A couple recommendations from my mother for anime. A few things I remember her watching. She really, I think it was Vampire Nights that was on Netflix. I think she liked that show. Always been a fan of vampires. She really enjoyed Castlevania, the anime adaptation, and Seven Deadly Sins, which I also fucking loved. It was such a funny show.
What about that last season though?
Don't worry, I finished it a long time ago. The manga finished serialization like a year and a half ago.
Okay, so you didn't watch the final season of Seven Deadly Sins.
I haven't yet. I am mostly caught.
No, they fucked it up so badly.
Well, in that case, read the manga. Watch the first 4 seasons and just read the manga.
Holy shit! You haven't seen any of the memes of it?
No, I'm like barely on the internet these days, dude. I just study.
Man, okay, they fucked it up badly. I gotta find one of the memes of it, and you're gonna look at it and be like, what the fuck did they do?
You guys excited for the live action of Cowboy Bebop?
Mixed feelings.
I wasn't a Cowboy Bebop fan, so no. What about the Death Note live adaptation?
Best movie ever made.
Yeah, on that note, we'll just end the podcast. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's muchly appreciated. Be sure to go check out TheKruzer10 at twitch.tv/TheKruzer10, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. www.twitch.tv/TheKruzer10, as well as /The Academic Achiever and /Casual Tony.
Casual_Tony.
And
Fancy with this.
and /SmashRath.
Yeah,
The Academic Achievers is me, Tony, and Joe basically right now. So
pretty much.
Yeah.
But Kruz, you're always welcome anytime. Anytime you're
Thank you
free.
so much. Yes. Thank you guys so much for having me on here. It's been really exciting to come on and talk for. God, how long were we in here? Too long, probably.
I talked for
an hour 15.
1 hour and 7 minutes and 32 seconds. 33 seconds.
That's not too bad.
34 seconds.
Past posts, we're probably looking at an hour or to 45 minutes or something like that.
We'll probably keep a lot of this in. I'll be honest. It's a podcast.
Yeah, I mean that's good. That's a good thing about the internet. We can dick around and have some fun and say eat shit.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's not this plain green screen in the background and it gets turned into something transparent.
Just leave the green screen for the entire video. Like that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, we got shit to add on anyways. When we talk about games, we got pictures of games.
thanks for watching.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.